Hey everyone, today is 19 January 2020, Sunday, and this is probably going to be a quick one. Um, this week has been really hard for me on a lot of levels. I've really struggled with my widget. I'm still working on that thing. Uphill is just really kicking my rear end. It's been frustrating, almost to the point of tears, to be honest. It's but got to get through it. So, between that and a few other things, I've been kind of going through an emotional low and just trying to get through it. One foot in front of the other. Kind of going back to my Marine Corps days, we had a saying in boot camp: chow to chow, Sunday to Sunday. It's kind of going along with the theme I ended up with, completely unintentional, last week of keep on going. And the concept of chow to chow, Sunday to Sunday is, you go to Marine Corps boot camp, 13 weeks, at least when I went. And it's purposefully designed to not be a good time. It's what they refer to, I believe, as type 2 fun, where it's fun to look back on, but not fun to live through. Other people have expressed different opinions on it, but for me, it was definitely type 2 fun. But, as you sit there and you're looking down and you're counting down the training days and the weeks and all that kind of stuff, it can get very overwhelming. And what the drill instructors actually taught us is chow to chow, Sunday to Sunday. Don't worry about even getting through the day. Just get to the next chow. And you go in, you gobble down your food as fast as you can, and then you're out the door doing whatever training evolution comes next. And once again, you're not even focused on anything other than getting to the next chow. And then the next Sunday, which would be like a light training day. They'd allow you to go to church in the morning, and then in the afternoon you usually just spent it on the parade deck, the grinder as we called it. Just marching around, practicing for final drill. So for the last 2 weeks, as you could probably tell by the themes of this, it's just been getting through, keep moving, don't stop. Try not to go backwards. So, I found a new app that I am trialing out. If it turns out that I like it a lot, I might just go ahead and let you guys know exactly what it is. Right now I don't want to endorse anything while I'm still trying to figure out whether I like it or not. But what it does is it does the same thing as my checklist. It allows me to keep track of the things that I decide I want to work on and try and make habits. The savers, like I was talking about last week. The nice thing about that is it's on my phone. I actually kind of like the paper version, but I don't always have the paper version with me, so it's kind of hard for me to keep track. And it's like, I'm in the house, I want to do my recording, oh, it's in the truck. Or I'm at work, I want to do my recording, oh, it's at home. Or it always seems to be where I'm not, which, to be honest, is my fault. But this is an adaptation that will allow me to have it with me, because I almost always have my phone with me. So, on breaks or stuff like that, I can just go ahead and check things off, and hopefully it'll allow me to keep a better record of it. One of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about was something that's kind of really ended up helping me try and focus on different things. I was reading the book How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Life Insurance, or in Selling, I believe the actual title is, by Frank Betcher. I'll try and put a link to that book on Amazon down below. It's a really good book, and a couple of things it kind of brings up is most people are like, well, I'm not in sales, or I'm not, I don't want to be in sales. And to be honest, sales has kind of a slimy reputation because there are a lot of slimy people in sales. I've also met a lot of good people, a lot of honest and ethical people in sales. But they do tend to have their slimy people. And the nice thing about this book is it's teaching you how to sell, but it was more of effectively communicating, transfer of belief, as Jack Spirko says. And not so much the high pressure, say whatever you need to say, lie whatever lie you need to say to get a sale. But he brought up something that he learned from Benjamin Franklin through one of his autobiographies or one of his biographies, was the fact that he said, you've learned a lot in this book. I presented a lot of ideas, and you're probably thinking, ooh, I want to implement all of these ideas. And what he said is, that's a recipe for failure. What you want to do is you want to pick one thing and focus on it for 1 week. And then the next time, focus on a different thing for that week. And as you go through and start your focus, you will even though you're not focusing on what you're focusing on the previous week, you've kind of locked it into your subconscious. And Benjamin Franklin set this up as a 13-week program where he picked 13 virtues that he wanted to work on. And then he would work on those 13 1 week at a time. And the reason why he ended up picking 13 is because it actually fits into a year quite well. I don't remember the exact breakdown, but it actually matches up perfectly. That you'll rotate through it so many times exactly during 1 year. And so when I first read this book, I was really impressed by that idea. And so I created my own list of things that I wanted to work on. And I've been actually using those as my morning affirmations. I wrote up, your standard affirmations, very similar to the ones that Hal Elrod gave as examples in The Miracle Morning. I'll try and put a link to that down below as well. Now, so I started doing those affirmations, but I decided that I was actually just going to start using my Franklin 13, as I call it. And so I worked through that through my Franklin 13. And just on my calendar, I've listed out for that entire week of what I'm supposed to focus on for that. So every time I look at my calendar, I see what I'm supposed to be focusing on. And every morning, when I do it, once again, this is something I'm working on doing so that I can do it quite consistently, is reading what I wrote down for that particular virtue. I have it posted up in the bathroom, just printed up, hanging on a wall, so when I'm sitting there rubbing the sleep out of my eyes, brushing my teeth and stuff like that, I can read them. I try to read them out loud. I also have them on my phone, so if I forget to read them while I'm in the bathroom or whatever, I just want to review it again, I can just pull it up on my phone. And I also have it in my little planner thing that I have. I have an old Franklin Covey planner that I don't use as a planner anymore, more of just as a very convenient to take around notebook, which is where my paper list was. And considering the whole spiel of I've now gone to an app instead of using the paper planner, kind of tells you I'm not that great at carrying that around. Anyway, so I guess if anyone's listening to this, that'd be my challenge to you, is to think about what 13 values do you want to work on. To not try and eat the whole elephant, but just like, I'm going to focus on one of mine is spirituality. It's like, okay, you know what, I am just going to focus on trying to be spiritual. Another one is praise and appreciation. One of the things, and it kind of got me in trouble a little bit, is I was dating my wife, and she would do her makeup, or she'd have her hair down, and I love her hair. She's got beautiful Tahitian hair. And she'd have her hair down, and in my head, I think, she looks really nice. I like the way she did her makeup, or whatever the case may be, but it would never even occur to me that I need to take it from my brain, from what I'm thinking, and actually say it out my mouth. Well, as any woman can tell you, you can think all the nice things you want, but it doesn't count unless you actually tell her. And so I put praise and appreciation down to try and, first off, remember to actually say how much I appreciate and how much I'm proud of my wife, of my daughter. And to not just think it, but also to make sure that I'm thinking, you know what, I do need to be grateful for my wife, for my daughter, for my house, for my dogs, for everything that's in my life. I need to appreciate those things. And so I just have that list of 13, very individualized, written down for myself in a language that is to me. My wife has read them over. She says, oh yeah, that's nice, but I can guarantee you if she were to write her own list, it would look, even if it had the same items on it, it would look nothing the same. But anyways, like I said, this is going to be a short one, and hopefully it just gives you something to think about, and I'm just going to keep on plugging along and try and get through this week a little bit better than I got through the last two. Alright, Finn Dyson out.